Hey, what's going on? I'm Earl, and welcome to Earl's Sober Lens. Today I'm going to talk about 5 things that I've gained in sobriety, and the last one may surprise you just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. So, 5 things that I've gained in sobriety. Now, narrowing it down to 5 things was tough, so I pretty much just put down the first 5 things that came to mind for me, and I'm going to go with those because there's definitely more than 5 things that I've gained sobriety, but that's all we're going to talk about for now. The first one that I think about when I think about what I've gained sobriety is Sundays. Now, let me explain that one a little bit. So, I'm a guy who's worked Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 for a long, long time. And Sundays, well, yeah, Sundays was the day that I couldn't really party the way I want to because I had to go back to work on Monday. So Friday, Saturday night, have a good time. And Sundays, oh man, I hated waking up Sunday morning sometimes. And the first thing I would think about was, I got to go to work tomorrow. And I can't have fun the way I want to have fun today because I got to try to be somewhat good for work tomorrow. Right. And now I realized I've got a whole extra day to do something in the week. I know it's crazy, right? I uh, I have so many things I can actually do in one day, and I actually really enjoy Sunday, and I can get so much done. It's just crazy how much you can do in a weekday, on a weekend. I mean, when you're feeling good. So I really appreciated Sundays and having that free time. It's like I gained a whole day of my week. So that's the first one right off the bat. I always think about that. Sundays is, yep. The next one I got on the list is being present. Now, there's a lot of times in the past where I was there, but I wasn't really there for things, right? Now I'm spending time with the family or whatever I have going on. I'm actually trying to live in the moment the best I can, and that's for anything. When I'm walking my dogs, um, even cooking, for goodness sakes, just doing. I like to do yoga. When I'm doing yoga and doing a YouTube video, now I just try to stay present, right? In the past, I was always worrying about the past and worrying about the future or stressing about the future, and or dwelling on the past. I mean, and that wasn't healthy, and I wasn't always just staying there in the moment. Now it's not a perfect thing every day, but I'm much more present than I was in the past, and I think everyone around me notices that too. It's kind of cool to be able to enjoy things. All right, the third one I have on my list is I have become okay with being who I am. All right, so let me explain. I kind of, you know, partying, drinking made me someone I wanted to be, but not who I really was, right? Like I'm a much better dancer when I've had a few drinks to me, right? I could talk to anybody, right? And life of the party, I'm very outgoing, or just go up to anyone, talk to anyone, and I am still pretty outgoing nowadays. But I've realized that some of the flaws that I've been given in my life that made me who I am, I'm okay with that now. And it takes a lot of pressure off. Let's see, maybe not pressure is the word, but I think with being comfortable in my own skin, right, which was something I wasn't really able to do. Which is why I escaped. Uh, but I think once I accepted that, hey, this is just who I am, I've really kind of ran with that, I guess, and I'm not beating myself up so much or angry at anyone up there for making me a certain way, right? So it's taken a lot. That's the third one. The fourth one is I have a much more positive outlook on life. I was the type of person who was definitely, the negative thoughts ran around a lot in the mind, and that's not a good way to live. Definitely not for me, right? That was not a good way to live. Uh, I take any situation and think of the negatives instead of what the positives can be, right? And no one wants to be around that person, right? Like when everything's a, you know, and one example I can say, I guess, would be like the weather, right? Now, sometimes you can't, the weather's going to be the way it is. I can't really control the weather, and um, it get pretty negative about the weather, or and now I just kind of accept that part of things. There's definitely some more examples, I'm sure, but I think that the power of positivity goes a long way. I've quoted him before. DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. He would always quote someone named Henry Ford. You guys know who Henry Ford is? Well, he's got one of my favorite quotes, and it says, "Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right." And that's how I try to look at it. So, and the positive outlook goes a lot for sobriety, because when I was uh, in the first few days of treatment there in rehab, I thought my life was over. I'm not going to be able to do anything ever again. And now there's a lot of good things that go on in life, and very positive things. So a positive look like that. It's not like I don't think of like, oh, I can never have fun again. It's like, look at all the other things I can do now. All right. So, all right. And here's the last one. The last one I've gained from sobriety is money. Now, right. You might be like, Earl, that doesn't shock us. Of course you save money. Well, the amount of money I saved, all right, the amount of money I would have spent on having fun in the past, now I didn't save it all. I would have been basically that money that haven't spent on drinks and everything else is equivalent to buying a pretty nice car. And that's almost 5 years worth of sobriety. Like I could straight out buy a nice car with the money that I put towards drinking in the past. Now I don't have all that money right now, because that would be old money I would have been in debt for. So I'm not in debt for that money anymore. And I don't know how I managed. I guess it was credit cards. Nonetheless, it's, when I look at this app that I have that shows me how much I've saved over the last 5 years, it's crazy. Uh, that alone is worth looking at to keep me sober. So, but so those are some of the 5 of the things I've gained in sobriety, and there are a lot more, and I don't have time to go through all those. And like I said, I want to overthink it and go through all these different things. So, like I said earlier, so if you're struggling, one of the things I did say earlier is I thought it was the end of the line. Like, like I said, how am I ever going to have fun again? Right. And, it's not. There's just so many more things I can do now. And you'd think I could do a lot more with all the money I've saved, but all I could do is really I'm still like, it took me long enough just to buy this camera and microphone. All right. Well, I hope I hope you guys like this one. I'd love to hear if, anyone who's in recovery who might watch this, let me know something you've gained in sobriety and recovery. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone watching. I hope everyone has a great one. Till next time, peace.